So he has.
So this is the couch, and this is where she's laying.
Yeah, he has shorts on. He doesn't pull the shorts down. He just lifts one shorts up and he squats.
Yeah.
And he tries to like.
My name is Angelo Russo.
All right, first thing, I'll just kind of go through the timeline of everything that happened, and then I'll go through some of the details that were on here. Like I said, everything was pretty good, but just want to get everything kind of recorded here. All right, so it was on New Year's Eve, right?
Yes.
What time did you get there?
Around 9 o'clock.
It was around 9 o'clock. And who did you go with?
I showed up with Liv, her best friend that she grew up with. I forget his name. He's from New York, so he's not from around here.
Okay.
And then my best friend Aaliyah, which is also Liv's best friend. Aaliyah, A-L-E-H.
A-L-E-H?
A-L-E-A-H.
E-A-H.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. All right. Have you talked to Aaliyah about any of this?
Not about the situation.
Not about this?
Yeah, I didn't really know.
Was she aware of?
Yeah, she was awake the whole time.
She was awake, so she knew what happened?
Yes.
Where was she at?
Upstairs when it happened.
Okay. All right, so you guys got there at 9. Who was all there? This was at Trevor Denny's house, right?
Denny's house, yes.
Who was all there whenever you guys got there?
This kid named Bernie.
Bernie?
Yes.
Bernie.
Angelo was already there.
Okay.
No, I think he showed up later.
Talking to the bureau, I found him and I said I can't bring him back.
Stephen Volek, Johnny Chunat.
Volek?
Yeah, Volek. Bernie for sure, because that's who I first talked to when I got there.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch.
You know what Mitch's last name is?
No, I'm sorry.
That's right.
And then some other kid I don't know that Bernie showed up with. I don't know him. I know his face, but I don't know him like personally.
Who is this? Oh, that's somebody else that was there?
Yeah, there was someone else who was there. I don't know him personally. So.
Does he go to Strongsville? Or
He went to Strongsville, I believe.
Okay, but he doesn't.
He graduated with them.
Okay. He graduated with who?
Bernie and Angelo and all them.
Okay.
Trevor
So
and
he's a little bit older.
Yeah, they're all older.
Yeah.
I mean, except Stephen Volek, he's underclassmen.
Okay. All right.
That's all I can think of, honestly.
Okay.
Right now, I'm pretty sure Angelo showed up with Trey Bing, which was later in the. Yeah, because they had to. Trey Bing had to move his car right when he got there. That's facts.
With who did he show up with?
He showed up with Angelo. Well, he didn't show up with Angelo, but they
who was that?
at the same time.
Who was that?
Trey Bing. Treybing.
Trey.
Bing.
And what's his last name? You know?
That is his last name, Bing.
Oh, Trey Bing.
Yeah, his first name is Trayton, but we call him.
Gotcha. All right, Trey. I gotcha. How do you know Trayton?
Went to school with him all 4 years.
Okay. And he showed up with Angelo. Do you know who was driving?
I believe Trey was driving, but it wouldn't make sense if he was. But he had to move his car, but I never went outside to check.
Yeah.
I was in the basement, but it wouldn't make sense if he drove because he just got his, caught with, he's in his own situation with the police. So, yeah.
So, he might have been driving, but he shouldn't have been driving, kind of thing, yeah. Okay. That happens. All right, so, once you guys got there, what happened? How did that go?
Greeted each other, we were playing pong, drinking, having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hugging each other, just normal friend stuff, because we're all close,
Yeah.
We all, went to the same school, we all know each other.
Yeah.
We're just partying, having fun. Ball drops, we're hugging each other, having a good time. And then, I say, a half hour after the ball drops, everyone gets ready to leave.
Okay.
But the whole night was good, we're all having a fun time, partying and everything. And then, that's when everything kind of like transitioned into being that situation
Okay.
when everyone was getting ready to leave.
Okay. From the time you got there until all this happened, did you talk to Angelo at all?
Yeah.
You talked to
We were
him?
actually, it was my first time actually having a conversation with him in a long time.
Yeah.
Because every time we see each other, we really don't speak. We just party together. Like,
Gotcha.
yeah, we just, out of being drunk, we just like, hey, what's up,
Yeah.
But we actually had a conversation. I actually hugged him when
Yeah.
the ball dropped,
Okay.
which was kind of like why I was so like, like emotionally like messed up. Because I was like, dude, like how, like, we really just like talking, having a good time, and you
Yeah.
do this, like that's kind of weird. I didn't know how to act, I didn't know how to feel. It was just like, I was crying.
Yeah.
I didn't cry in years. Like, it was just like, I
Gotcha.
didn't know how to feel. And I did not know how to tell her she was asleep through the whole thing. With Mitch. Mitch was downstairs sleeping with her.
Oh,
Like
Mitch was
on
down
the
there.
same couch, yeah.
Oh, he was down there sleeping with you. Have you talked to Mitch since this happened?
No. I've seen him, but I don't like to bring it up,
I understand. So do you remember what you and Angelo talked about?
Just random stuff. I believe it wasn't really nothing deep. It was, just random
Just random
conversation.
stuff.
Yeah.
Was Angelo drinking?
Yeah, he was drinking.
Yeah. You know
He
what he was
showed up with
drinking?
a bottle of Patron,
Okay.
tequila, yeah.
Do you happen to know how much he might have drank?
I know it was a whole fifth.
Oh, you didn't
He was
drink?
sharing it with Bernie,
Okay.
because they're like close friends.
Okay. But, and then, okay. So you drank what you would consider a decent amount.
Yeah.
Would you say he was
Decent
intoxicated?
Yeah,
He's drunk.
the bottle was gone,
Yeah.
long gone before the ball dropped.
Did he talk to Olivia? Did you see?
He doesn't know Olivia.
Yeah.
Doesn't know her, and she doesn't know him. So,
Okay.
no, I wouldn't. But they did. I did see him hug. Liv is like a very like. She's like hot. She welcomes everyone. So like she hugged him.
Okay.
It's not really anything, but like they really don't know each other.
Okay. All right. So what got you guys downstairs? Were you guys planning on staying there? Or?
Yeah, we were planning on sleeping. Me, Liv, and Aaliyah.
Okay.
Her best friend actually drove back to her house because he didn't feel comfortable there. He didn't really know anyone.
Who was that?
I can ask Liv.
Oh,
I forget his
okay.
name.
That's the guy from New York.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
from New York.
No, this Liv's.
Best friend, yeah.
Best friend?
She grew up with him.
Okay.
He's like gay, so he didn't really feel comfortable.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So he left. So who was downstairs in the basement whenever you guys
Basement.
first went down there?
When we first went down there?
Yeah.
Like from the start of the night or like when everyone was leaving?
Well, during the party, is that kind of where the party was down in the
Yeah, the
basement?
party was in the basement.
Okay.
Yeah. So like basically everyone in the basement throughout the night. We watched the ball drop upstairs in the living room though.
Okay.
And then it transitioned back downstairs.
Mhm.
And then from there people just started leaving. And then at that time Liv was laying on my lap across. There's like the long couch and then the couch that reclines and then like the middle part. We were sitting in the middle part and she was laying, I was sitting like this and she was laying across me.
Okay.
She ended up falling asleep. She got too heavy for me, so I like put a pillow on her head and moved her up there.
Mhm.
And I sat next to her on the long seat.
Okay.
And Mitch walked downstairs and fell asleep on the super long one.
Okay.
And Johnny was down there. He ended up walking upstairs with Steven. They fell asleep in Trevor's room. Bernie was upstairs talking to Leah, Trevor, and Trey. The one kid I barely know that's good friends with Angelo and Bernie. And there was just me and her and Mitch down there. And Angelo kept going up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs. I actually talked to him before all that went down. He's like, she was laying on my lap, he's like, well, you guys, I see what you're trying to do tonight. I'm like, nah, bro, like, she's asleep. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He doesn't really know her. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know they didn't know each other at the time. But, he's like, what are you guys gonna do? I'm like, nah, nothing. I picked her up, and that's when I was, like, transitioning to, like, getting ready for me to lay down. And, he kept going up and down the stairs, going up and down the stairs. And, the lights turned off. Trevor turned the lights off because he came, did a little cleanup check or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, he turned the lights off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Angelo came right back downstairs after the lights came on. He's behind the couch. He's looking for something. Apparently his book bag is what he was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's when I closed my eyes. Well, I was trying to go to sleep. I was watching Trailer Park Boys. That's why me and Liv sat down, because I wanted to watch Trailer Park Boys. And then, yeah, I was trying to close my eyes, but I couldn't. I was too drunk.
Gotcha.
Every time I closed my eyes, it went back to the back of my head.
All right, so whenever you guys were in the basement, Trevor turned off the lights. Was it completely black, or was there?
You can see the TV. He has like this big old projector thing in his basement, and it's very bright. Like you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see.
So was that on? Was Trailer Park Boys? Was it still playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was still playing.
Yes.
Okay. So how far from where you were laying was it to where Liv was laying? The distance.
So I'm right here. I'm laying down with my feet reclined. Her head's right here, and she's like stretched out like long ways, but her head's like close to me.
Like real close to you.
Not like there's like.
Could you like? If
yeah,
you
I can touch her. Yeah.
If you reach,
there's
you
like
could
the
touch
middle
her.
thing with the cup holder and stuff you put on the couch. Yeah, that's right there.
So she
but
was
I can
within an
touch her.
arm's length of you there. Okay. All right. Yeah.
But I was laying like how I was laying. My head is like next to her head, so like I'm facing the wall in the TV.
Okay.
If I look out my peripheral, I probably could saw it, but not just by staring at the TV. And, like,
Okay.
trying to watch it.
Could you draw it out for me?
Yeah.
Just kind of the way the couches were, and it doesn't have to be. Don't have to be.
So,
Michelangelo on this. Just
I'm right
kind of.
here. The couch goes like this, and then like this. She's like right here. I'm right here. Mitch is right here. He kept walking. The ping pong table is right here. The stairs is right here. There's another door right here, and the radio station is right here. That's the stairs. And
Where was the TV?
TV's right here.
Okay.
It's a big projector.
Gotcha.
And yeah. So he kept just walking up and down the stairs. Like he just kept doing that. And when this happened, he was behind her. Like I could feel him, like leaning over the couch. Like you can feel that.
Yeah.
You could. And he was looking for something. Eventually he walked around, and there was like a little table right here. It's not big at all, but there's a little table right here. But I can hear him. And then I felt him right here, but I can hear him, just like looking for something. And that's when, I like looked out my peripheral and I kind of saw what he was doing, and I hopped up because he wasn't in the act of doing what he did, but he was starting to do what he actually did. And I hopped up and I pushed him like, dude, what are you doing? Go upstairs. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm just trying to dap you up. I was getting ready to leave. I'm like, what, bro? Like, just go upstairs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to sleep. Can't you see that? And he's like, all right, just get my bag and I'll go upstairs. I'm like, all right, for sure. And then it's not even a 10-second. It happened so quick. It wasn't even like a 10-second time span.
Yeah.
He goes right behind the couch. And this time I don't feel him at all. I just hear him.
Yeah.
And then he walks right back around. And I'm laying, like I said, like my legs are like facing this way. My head's right next to her. And the only thing I can see is a TV on the wall. And after that happened, after the first confirmation, like whatever you call that happened, I like transfer, like, I put my head over here now, and my body's like laying that way. And he comes over again, and my eyes are like kind of cracked like this, because I always do that when my mom tells me to go to sleep.
Pretend like you're asleep.
So I do that, and he's back at it. This time I want to see what he's doing, because like I know he was doing something weird. I could feel it. Like I'm not asleep, like I can hear everything he's doing. I felt him leaning over the couch. Like I knew he was doing something weird. So I look, and then I should have I don't know why I didn't open my eyes as quick, cause like I'm squinting so I can see a little bit. It's dark and the light's shining on different, different spots of the room.
Yeah.
You know how like different sceneries has different lighting on TV. Like so like it's like that, and I'm just looking, and he goes and like squat. Can I?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
He goes like he has
So
shorts
this is the
on.
couch, and this is where she's laying.
Yeah, he has shorts on. He doesn't pull the shorts down. He just lifts one shorts up and he squats.
Yeah.
And he tries to like erect herself on her face, and I hop up, and at this point in time I'm just like super like confused, and I'm like, what? I'm not seeing this right now. And I hop up and I push him hard again, and he fell over like the table. He like hit his leg on the table and fell on the couch. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I did not just see you do that. Go upstairs right now before I start hurting you. And he's like, dude, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And he goes upstairs. And that's when I checked to see if she's still asleep or woke. And she was still asleep, Mitch is still asleep. And then I'm just standing there, and I'm like, what do I do? Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I was like, that's when I started shaking, and I'm like, what the hell? And I go upstairs, everyone's talking. This is when everyone's talking. Aaliyah's still woke, Trevor's still woke. Johnny sleeps, Steven's sleep. Trey Bean, Angelo. By this time, Bernie was actually gone,
Okay.
Bernie was already gone. I forgot to mention, Ashish was there, too.
Ashish?
Yeah.
Can you spell that for me?
Asish, I believe.
Asish?
Yeah. His name means marijuana.
Really?
That's why I remember. But yeah, he's still up there. They're all standing by the door. Like, all the boys. Aaliyah's sitting down on the couch, Trevor's sitting down on the couch. And they're all just talking, like, laughing. Angelo is standing right by the basement stairs. Like, he just walked up there. He's, like, standing by the door. So when you go up the stairs, the door is, like, right here. You go up the stairs, the table is, like, right here. Angelo is right here. Everyone else is, like, over here, The kitchen is, like, right here. So I go up the stairs and I stand kind of by the kitchen entrance, and I'm just staring at him for a minute, because I'm like, I don't know how to act, honestly. Like, everyone is just like good spirits. Like, it was a good night. Like, we're having a good time. I walk up there and I was just staring at him. Like, I was thinking about what to do, what to say. I'm just staring at him for a minute, and he goes, why are you staring at me? Why are you staring at me? And when he says that, everyone just stops talking. So then, I'm like, are you gonna act like I didn't just see you do what you just did? And he was like, dude, like, what? And I'm like, dude, why are you acting so oblivious? I just saw you. I didn't want to, like, speak on it, because, like, it's kind of nasty. Like, I didn't want to just come out and just say it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you gonna play like I didn't just see you do that? Like, I kept repeating that. And then he was like, what? And then I'm like, dude, you lucky I don't, like, do something about it, like hit you in your face right now. And he's like, what? You gonna hit me in my face? Take off his shirt. I'm standing in the kitchen doorway, and he rushes me, and I try to push him, but he reached longer and hit me in the jaw. And then that's when, I don't know who pulled him away, but someone pulled him away. And then that's when I rushed him, and I hit him in the same spot like 3 times, his eye right here. And Tyler Yanish. Tyler Yanish. Forgot about him too. He pulled me back. He was the only one that was on my side at the time. Everyone was just trying to get Angelo up. And I don't know what they were trying to do, honestly. They were trying to get him up. But everyone was trying to do that. I was punching him while everyone was trying to, like, pick him up. Everything. Because I pushed him after he hit me. Like, my arm still, like, did something. And he actually fell over the Christmas ornaments on Trevor's table on the other couch upstairs. And then that's when Trevor's like, what the fuck are you guys fighting for? Get out of my house. He's just like yelling. He doesn't know what's going on. And then he's like, Jimmy, you gotta get out too. I know you're sleeping here, but dude, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, Trevor, just calm down. I'll tell you after, dude. I'm still sleeping here.
Yeah.
And he's like, Angelo kept on trying to like walk towards me and talk to me. And Trevor's like, no, don't go by him. You see how he's looking at you. Like, don't go over there. And at this time, he kind of walks close to me, and Trevor's in between us both. And he's like, dude, what just happened? Like, why is my face hurting? What's just going on? I don't even remember what just happened. And I'm like, what are you saying, bro? Like, I just hit you in the face. What are you saying? And he hits me again. And this time, Aaliyah's still sitting on the couch. I try to, like, go at him again over Trevor, but she, like, pulls me back on the couch, and I just sit down, because I was just like, what the and that's when I started crying, because, like, I started thinking about Liv and how to tell her and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he got kicked out. All the boys left except Tyler. So now there's just me, Tyler, Trevor, and Aaliyah.
Okay.
Johnny and Steven is still sleeping in the other room. Mitch and Liv is still downstairs in the basement sleeping too. And we're just talking about what happened. I'm telling them, and they like Trevor's like leaning to believe me or Angelo, because he's like, I've never seen you like this, Jimmy. Like, you never out of all the years, you never fought anyone. You never, like, I've been living here since I was a freshman.
Yeah.
And I'm best friends with, I wouldn't say best friends, but I'm close friends with everyone I've met so far. And I'm like very like polite. I'm honestly a nice child to like my friends. I'm a nice person to my friends. Like,
You're good to your friends.
Yeah, I'm
good.
good to my friends.
Yeah.
So he's like, I never saw you look like that, whatever, all that. And then 30 minutes pass where I'm just like sitting on the couch, because I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna tell her. I didn't go to sleep at all that night. And I'm just, honestly, I think I did fall asleep with my eyes open probably.
Yeah.
Because I just remember Liv coming upstairs and just looking at me like, what's wrong? But 30 minutes pass, and he comes back at the house for some reason. What reason, I don't know, but at this time, I'm sitting on the couch, and Trevor, Leah, and Tyler's talking, and the living room is like over here, and you know, the patio door is right by the garage door. So he comes to the front door, but I didn't hear him somehow. Trevor heard him, because when the couches is right here, there's another window that you can see to the front of the house. And he shows up over at the front door, and Trevor like sees and hears the car door shut, I'm guessing, because that's what he says. And they're, at the time, after he left, they were making a joke out of how Trevor was running around the house, like scared, seeing who was there. But like, he went to the front door, then the window, then the patio door. And then when he went to the patio door, Trevor doesn't have curtains or anything. It was locked. He went to the patio door, and he's like, what are you doing back in my house? And he's like, I'm just trying to see if anyone's up. I want to talk. And at this time, I'm just listening on the couch. I didn't really want to get up. I didn't have the energy to get up. And he's like, I just want to talk to someone. Like, is anyone up? And he's like, no, like, why did I let you back in my house? Like, you just tried to break in the entry, dude. Like, I'll call your PO officer, get off my premises, whatever. And he's like, dude, like, just let me in. I want to talk to someone. And then at the time, I think Tyler was standing behind Trevor, because he goes, who's behind you? And then Trevor's like, Tyler. And then he was like, oh, fuck Trevor and Jimmy. I mean, fuck Tyler and Jimmy.
Yeah.
And Tyler had nothing to do with it, but he said that, and that's when I hop up. I ran to the door, because it sounded like he was like trying to get in, because Trevor was like getting louder and louder. And then I ran to the door, but right when I ran to it, the door was closed, and he was walking down the steps out away from the house. And we just started talking again, and then I went back to sit on the couch, just staring. And that's when Liv came up and was like, what's wrong, what's wrong? I didn't know how to tell her. I didn't feel like telling her, to be honest, because I didn't want to start crying again, because like, that's my ex-girlfriend, and we just started trying to start something new, you know? And I go downstairs away from her. She's sitting on the couch. I go downstairs in the basement, and she comes down, and I don't have anywhere else to go, so I just told her. Yeah. And then we fell asleep on the floor right there. And the next morning, I left. We left at like 8. I say we were supposed to leave at 7, but we left at like 8 something. I get home, I go to sleep, and I wake up to my parents like, what did you do last night? What happened? Why are the keys card? I'm like, what? The keys, the car's key. Like, what? What's going on?
Yeah.
And I open my phone. 3 missed calls from Don Russo, which is his younger brother,
Yeah.
and 1 missed call from Angelo Russo. And I didn't open them at all. And then I got, what else? Oh, I go downstairs and I tell my parents, like, I got into, something last night. It might be them. But then we started thinking, like, there's always 2 cars in my driveway. So if they were coming to key our cars, they would have keyed the first 2 cars they saw in the driveway, because there's always 2 cars that sit in my driveway. My sister's car and then a broke down Benz.
Mm-hmm.
And to key the cars, they would have had to walk through the side door of the garage to get in.
Yeah.
Key the Benz and the Cadillac. So we were thinking, like, my mom was thinking that it had to be someone close we know as a family, or like, someone they work with, because like they've been arguing with people that they're employees, because my mom runs 2 businesses.
Yeah.
They've been arguing with employees and stuff like that, not doing what they're supposed to. So my mom was thinking it was something around that.
Yeah.
But I was thinking that the door was unlocked when my little brother got home. When I got home, the garage door was open. I closed it when I walked in. And I didn't know the garage door was locked, but my little brother got home right after me, so I guess it wasn't locked. And I don't know if Trey Bean knows he left with them that night.
Okay. So whenever they left after the fight,
Yeah,
Angelo and Trey Bean.
Yeah, they all left.
Okay.
With the Chiefs. And Trey Bean is a car fanatic. He loves cars.
Yeah.
He soups up his cars every time he gets them. And this is just what me and Liv perspective on it is. That's his ex-girlfriend too, like long before me. And throughout me and her, like,
With Trey,
that's his
Trey
ex.
and Liv.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's his ex.
Uh-huh.
Like, and through high school,
Mm-hmm.
So throughout of me and her talking, in past situations and in present, future, all that, he will always tell me, like, dude, stop talking to her, like, we'd had sex this and that day, but it was lies, just trying to fill my head with lies,
Yeah.
trying to get us to, like, and he's, like, I've always been close friends with him. I mean, like, when he does that, I just goes one ear and out the other, because I'm kind of used to it now. Like, at first we were, like, beefing and stuff about it, but, like, it's whatever. He gets drunk and he talks his stuff. Like, he's like that. And, we think that he showed up with Angelo and Dom, because they were both looking for me and Tyler that morning, because they showed up at Trevor's house. And then they were calling me, so they probably, went straight to my house.
Mm-hmm.
Trey's a car fanatic, so he loves cars, and he knows my house. He's been inside my house. He slept over, all that. I think, me and Liv personally think that Trey Bean was with them, and he said, no, don't key those cars. Let's see if the garage doors are locked, and let's key the good cars, because Trey Bean knows I hurt me most, and he's always been jealous of me and Liv. Because, like, we're super tight. Like, we go out in parties and just talk, we do our own things sometimes, and, like, he's always been, like, super jealous. And I don't know, she kind of put that in my head, I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah.
but I kind of lean 25% towards that he probably either knows who did it or has something, or he probably went with Angelo to do it. But then again, my mom thinks that they didn't even have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Out of what I just told you, that they would have probably keyed the 2 cars they first saw when they pulled up.
Trey, he knows where you live.
Yeah.
Obviously. Did Angelo know where you live before?
No, his little brother does that.
Dom knows?
Yeah.
How do you know Dom?
From school. I was in this Play-Doh class with him.
Yeah.
This one from when you, like, failed a class. I failed math, and I had to go up there and do my classes to catch up on credits and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. So you just know, you're not friends with him, you just kind of know him from school?
From school, yeah.
Okay. But you have both of their phone numbers? You knew it was there whenever they called it?
I have their Snapchats. I don't have their phone numbers.
Okay, but how did you know it was them that they called you?
It pops up down Russo called you, Angelo.
So they called you through the
Snapchat.
They called you through. Okay.
you can like video chat and phone call.
Yeah.
Chat,
What do you know? What time that was?
It had to be around 10 and 11, an hour or 10 or 11, because I remember.
That was in the 10 in the morning?
It was in the morning, yeah. Because I got home around 8, and I believe I was only asleep for an hour.
Yeah.
Because my dad was trying to leave to go get his haircut and then go to his dad's house.
Okay, so you got home about 8, went to bed, went to sleep, and then you had these missed calls that were somewhere between 10 and 11, but you didn't answer?
I didn't answer. And I ended up blocking them on Snap because they showed up at Liv's house. I don't know if they told you about this or not. A few days later, his dad, and from what Josh Grady, which he knows him too, which is Liv's good friend also. He goes to Dayton College, they're just like good friends. They went to high school together, had same classes together type stuff. He knows them, and they said that they were outside of Liv's house smoking, and there was a car. They were just running the car, smoking, blasting music, just staked out the side of their house. And then Liv's dad went to go get wine. They followed him to convenient, and that's when Liv's dad profiled them, see who they were, and told Liv. And he said it was a kid, at least 5'6", and a kid that's 6'2", 6'1". With one of them had curly hair, which is definitely Dom Russo.
Yeah.
He has super curly hair. And he didn't really explain Angelo that much, so I can't really tell you about that. But I know one thing was 5'6" and curly hair. That's definitely Dom. Yeah.
You know what kind of car they drive?
Dom drives a red car, I believe, and Angelo was driving a Cadillac, but I believe he got into some dude at House of Vapes. He was starting stuff at the store.
Yeah.
Hit his car a few times, and the dude actually ended up totaling his car for hitting his car and starting stuff in the store and totaled it, the windows, the tires, all that.
Yeah.
And Angelo was just supposedly watching, is what I heard, but I don't even know too much about that.
Okay. So you don't know what Angelo's?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Driving. But Dom usually drives some type of a red
car. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what kind of car? Whenever they were at the party, do you know what car they were driving?
No, sir, I didn't go outside.
You didn't know. What kind of car does Trey?
Pontiac, black Pontiac.
Trey drives for black Pontiac.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we'll go back to whenever this stuff happened in the basement. Whenever you said the first time that you confronted Angelo, you don't think he had done anything. You think you stopped him before?
Yeah, I stopped. I definitely stopped him.
And then the second time, did you see him?
Caught him in the act.
Did you see? Did you see his penis outside of his pants?
Yeah.
Okay.
The tip of it.
And then is that whenever you explained it to Liv? That's how you explained it.
Yes, that's how I explained it to her.
Okay. All right. What was Liv's reaction whenever you told her?
Her eyes got big and she went in shock and just started crying.
She started crying. She got pretty upset about it. So whenever you got home at 8 o'clock, you didn't check the cars in the garage.
No,
so you don't know if they had already been keyed or not.
I don't know that.
If it happened at that time. Do you think that from the time that Angelo first left the party after the fight and then came back, was that enough time, do you think, to go to your house and come back?
I would say it's a 15-minute drive from Drake Road to by Albion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say yeah. Because it was a 30 to hour minute time span.
Okay, so that's enough time to.
Because
I know it's far.
Yeah,
it's not that far. It's in the same city, but
yeah.
it was enough time that he could have gone there and then come back by then. Okay. And he was with Trey still whenever.
No, when he came back, he was with himself.
He was just by himself.
Yeah.
But you don't know
He
what
showed up by himself.
Yeah.
I don't know who was in the car, but
Okay. Okay. All right. I think that was everything that kind of just needed to be cleared up, but that's good. Anything else that we didn't cover that you think that we need to add or need to talk about? Something that we missed here?
no, I think we got everything.
All right. Seems pretty good here. So, have you talked to Liv about this? Still about what I'm doing, investigating and everything like that?
Yeah.
What's her? I haven't talked.
About it now.
I haven't talked to her in a little while.
Well, she's
I knew she's going back to school.
yeah, today actually.
Oh, she's going back today.
So yeah, she isn't really saying too much. She's just like, okay. I told her I was talking to you right now.
Mm-hmm.
And she just said, okay, packing, getting ready to leave. Wish things could be different right now because she doesn't really want to leave. But she doesn't, I don't know what she's really thinking right now.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give her a call, just kind of give her an update on what's going on.
She's gonna have to go to court for this?
If it goes to court and goes to trial, she may have to, but the fact that she was asleep and doesn't really have any memory of it happening, she doesn't really have anything, I don't think, to testify to. You know, she can't really answer any questions about anything. Maybe if Angelo had said something to her earlier in the night, you know, about some type of flirting or something, making comments to her about something like that, but it doesn't sound like
she doesn't recall.
Yeah, that's
talking to
yeah,
him
that's
like
yeah,
that.
exactly. I don't think. I mean, she's the victim, so she would have to at least be in court. But I can't imagine she wouldn't have to. I mean, I can't guarantee it, but I don't know what she would testify to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I was thinking the same thing.
so, I mean, I don't think she would have to like testify to anything or anything like that. So, I mean, even you, like, you've got your statement here, and you coming up here, it's all pretty good. So we'll see what happens. All right. After this, I'll get all this organized, and then I'll give Angelo a call.
Okay.
You know, try to talk to him, and if he talks, we'll see how that conversation goes, and we'll go from there. But okay, if you have any other questions about anything,
We'll call you.
yeah, give me a call.
Still have your card?
Yeah, you still have my card. And then I know I talked to your, just for a minute, whenever I called yesterday, I talked to your mom, and she asked about the cars, and obviously they're related, so kind of as one part of this goes forward, the other part kind of goes forward, and we can kind of try to handle them both at the same time, because it seems like they're related.
Yeah. It would make sense to be related. I mean,
If it was some disgruntled employee or something like that, and it just happened to be a coincidence that it happened on the same night, would be
kind of crazy.
That would be pretty rough, and that would be pretty hard to prove and investigate that. But it being Angelo or Dom or somebody like that, you know, that's mad about the fight that just happened, that's you know, that makes a little bit more sense to investigate that. So we'll see how that goes. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming up.
No problem. Sorry for it being so long.
It's all right. As long as you got up there, it's all good. After the break. Wow. Right.